Guys, it is tough out there at times, but what you've got to do is lift your horizons. Look up and go, hang on, we're not starving. We have got education. We have got the chance of a lifetime to do things. The other thing I'll say to you, which isn't cool, but some of you probably feel it deep down, and that is your parents and your teachers are not idiots. You might like to think they are at times, and we all think that we know everything before our time, and it's the hardest thing. As I always say, experience is the thing you get immediately after you needed it. Your parents and your teachers don't hate you. They love you deeply. They're committed professionals. People who teach, particularly in this state, I think are the most wonderful possible people because they don't do it for the money. They do it because of the vocation and they do it because of the satisfaction they get from seeing generation after generation going the next step. So when they say something to you, analyse it. Don't just follow things in life. Pick the bits out. I can talk to you for 2 hours. If you can find one thing that I say that resonates in your life, use it. Steve, David Wapunda, who's got just a fantastic story to tell, those sort of people, just pick the one thing that comes out that resonates with you and turn it into something that you do. But if you can get something today and hold on to it and say, right, I'm going to make a difference in my life. Because at the end of the day, outside of your family, no one gives a stuff. No one cares. You've got to do it yourself. But your teachers at the moment will give you all the information you need. The paper, the newspapers cost $1.10. If you buy the Herald, Sun and the Age, there's $2, or go online and read it. You will, there it is, the Herald delivered to you, right to your door. Most expensive paper boy in the world just delivered that. If you read it every day, you will get all the information you need to do any job you want to do. You'll read about the business section, you'll read about news, you'll read about sport. You want to be a sports commentator, you read the paper every day. You want to be a business commentator, you read the business section of the paper. You want to be a police rounds reporter, you do that. You want to get into law, you'll read it. It's $1.10. They're available on every street corner. Who reads the paper every day? Hands up, tell the truth. Okay, well that's remarkably good. Hands up those who don't. No problem, that's right, but I'm telling you, start reading the paper every day. Start watching the news, not with one eye shut, but actually watching it and following it and get involved in your community and find out what's going on. I hold this up today and ask the guys to get it because there it is. McGuire told to butt out, cats crack at pies. Back page, butt out Eddie. There you go. That's what I woke up to this morning at 4:31. Geez, what did I say? And all I said was that in a concussion thing in football at the moment that they should look at the players the week after the concussion. Makes perfect sense. I had researched it, all the rest of it. But they come out and do that because it's having a go at me. It sells a paper. It gets people interested. It's having a go at Collingwood. It's a big ticket item. That's what the media do. That's what anybody who stands up. Steve did an ad during the terrorism situation. People put absolute rubbish all over him. Had a go at him. But he stood up because he thought it was a message that needed to get out there. Right? Now, he's a current affairs man. You're not supposed to take sides. People wanted to say that Steve was, standing up for John Howard. He wasn't. He was telling people this message that needed to get out. So what I'm saying to you is if you do something in life, get ready for the criticism, but don't worry about it. You've got to let it wash over you. Having said that, it does take a chip out of you every time it happens. Right? No one's immune to criticism. We all like to be praised and told we're all great and all the rest of it. But when your whack comes, you've got to cop it and you've got to move on. To use boxing parlance, you have to take a few hits to get in to land the knockout blow. Guys, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to get you to ask as many questions as you like. You can ask anything. Sam Newman, you can ask about him. You ask about Collingwood, you can ask about how I got in things. I don't mind, you can ask whatever you like, okay? But all I want you to do is be enthusiastic, and when you ask a question, jump up, tell me your name and your school, and go for it, okay? So you ready, gang? Who's got the first question? Yes, sir. It's you, buddy. Jump up. Hang on, hang on. We'll come back. We'll get you first, mate. Yeah. You know, everyone's sitting down. It's like musical chairs. Your name?
Jared.
From where?
St. Monica's.
Good on you, Jared from St. Monica's.
Are you worried that Essendon's on top of the ladder?
Oh, mate, I couldn't sleep all week. Jared, are you worried that we panched you with half the side in the NAB Cup final? At the back. The girl who stood up before. Where is she? Stand up, Dale. What's your name?
Daniela.
Go on, Daniela. What school? Right, now we've got that right. When you stand up, name and school, all right? Show respect to people and you get respect yourself, okay? So if you want to talk to me, I'm happy to take the question, but give me the respect of what I asked for. You stand up, you say your name, you say your school, you ask your question. Go. Come on. Danielle, there's no greater thing in life to stand up and say. Take a seat, we'll get your question in a moment. Yes?
I'm Maddie and I represent Monmouth.
Yep.
I just wanted to know how you got into television and radio and presenting.
I'm not sure how Steve did it, but look, there are far better pathways now than there used to be. You can go to university or you go and do the courses, all the rest of it, but I'll tell you the best way to do it. And that is, I started when I was 13. I started writing for the local paper at what turned out to be AAP, Australian Associated Press, covering district cricket games through the summer. So my mates were all playing cricket. I had to give up cricket. I played footy in the mornings and then reported the football in the afternoons. And I went and sat in press boxes at Windy Hill and Punt Road and all these other places during the summer, Melbourne Cups, all that. And I did that from the time I was 13 to the time I was 17 and a half. And I applied everywhere. And for some reason, I got no idea why, Channel 10 said to me, come in and work on weekends. So my dad used to drive me from Broadmeadows to Nunawading, couldn't have got any further away. And I had no idea, had no inkling of being involved in television at that stage. I thought I'd get into newspapers. And then I applied and got a job at a place called the Macedon Rangers Telegraph and just applied everywhere and got as many opportunities. And this was in 1982 when there was double-digit unemployment, double-digit inflation, so stagflation, worst unemployment ever. They weren't hiring anyone and I was prepared to go there. And you know what I did? I turned up every day in my brother's suit because I didn't have one. I wore his suit, but I wore it just in case, this is how my mind was thinking, in case the newsreader got sick and they might have needed me to fill in, right? That's what the way it was. And you know what? When I was 22, I was reading the Sport. But the thing was, I was hoping Steve would, cark it on the old Good Morning Australia there. I'd be able to shove him out of the chair. But the thing was, I was enthusiastic. But I went, you know what I did really? I got the lunches. I got the cups of tea. I taught what was then the telex machines and things like that. But I learnt and I learnt and I learnt. So when you go to these things, don't just stand there scratching your ass. Get in and find out what's going on, okay? You've got to find out what's happening. Because as I said, if you're not doing it, someone else is. And that's what used to motivate me. If I'm doing this, someone else might be doing it, I've got to do it better. Because I worked out early on in life that if I was not as smart as my opposition, but I worked harder, I was a chance. If I was as smart as my opposition and I worked harder, I won. And if I was smarter than my opposition and I worked harder, I flogged them. And that's what drove me. So the one thing that I could control, because I couldn't control whether you're smarter than me or anything else, was my work ethic. So I decided, right, this is what I'm going to do. If it is to be, it's up to me. I'm going to work hard. Now, work hard is not a death sentence. I know they're four-letter words, but they're not those four-letter words, okay? They're not obscene words. Working hard means having fun, doing it well, getting the success from it. You want to be a runner, train, because when you run the race, you want to win it. So do the extra training. If he's doing 10 100-metre sprints, do 12. Doesn't kill you. Just do them better. Do them with perfect technique. If you're doing homework, don't see it as a drudge. See it as an opportunity to excel at your exam, which will then mean that you go to the top of the pile when you go for a job, which means you'll have a great, rewarding career and get paid good money. And then you can buy a house, then you can get married, then you can have kids, then you have grandchildren, and on it goes. That's where it starts, but it starts now. This is the time. Year 10, Year 11, Year 12, welcome to the big time, welcome to real-time life. It's up to you to have a go. I'm getting the wind up here from Steve, I think. One more question. Up the back, I think you got your first hand up first.
Ryan from St. Joe's. Were you actually any good at footy?
What's that, mate?
Were you actually any good at footy?
Well, as a schoolboy, I won the best and fairest every year I played. And I was at North Melbourne, and I got the job at Channel 10. And I was in the under-19s, and there was a lot of good players there, and I realised there's a lot of good players here, and none of them are working at Channel 10. So I headed off that direction, and that's where I went. Would I have made it? No, because there's one thing in life I hate, is people who were going to make it. You either do or you don't. When the time came for me to make the commitment to football, I made the commitment to the media. So that's that. So was I a good schoolboy football? Yeah. But I don't know, I might have played in an ordinary team and just won the trophy. I'm not sure. But I loved it and I played it, and I just have a passion for football, and it's given me great opportunities in my life. But again, have a passion for something. Whatever it is in life, guys, get a passion for something and have a crack. Steve, thank you very much for allowing me to be here today, mate. Don't forget, hot seat at 5:30, 7 o'clock the opening of Myer, an $830 million drop tonight on the 9 Network. Watch it, please, guys. Thanks, mate.
Thank you, Eddie, and I'll send you the bill for the commercial. Eddie McGuire, ladies and gentlemen.